everyone, welcome to Oliveboard. A very good morning everyone. I hope that I am audible. Let me check first, then we can start today's class. Okay, everything is okay. In today's class, we are going to do some numericals, important numericals, and case studies from our module A. Okay, so I'm hoping that everything is fine from my side. Let's start with the class. So in this numericals plus case studies, and first numerical is in front of you. The following is the interbank rate that is quoted in the foreign exchange market. We have to calculate the rate for inward remittance and outward remittance value spot, assuming a margin of 10 paise over the interbank rate, and spot is there US dollar INR 75.0050 and 75.0075. So how to solve here the thing, like how to find the rate? So simple. In the case of, when there is a case of inward remittance, so what will we do in the case of inward remittance? We deduct the margin. So simple, for the inward remittance we are going to deduct the margin. Here the rate is, for inward the rate is 75.0050, deduct 0.10 paise from it. Then the rate for inward remittance is calculated, which is 74.9050. So this is the rate for inward remittance, and if we want to calculate for the outward remittance, just add the margin, which is 75.0075 plus 0.10 paise. So it is equals to how much? We know that bank sells US dollar to customer and they use the ask rate. Since bank is selling here, in that situation you can see in the inward situation bank is buying, that means it reduces the rate by the margin to increase its profit. But in the case of selling, bank is selling now and it adds the margin rate. So the rate for outward remittance is 75.0075, which is equals to here 75.1075. So this is very basic question, just added this question for brushing up the concept. So inward rate is calculated, outward rate is calculated here. So simple. Next question is in front of you. In this, inflow is given by the inflow of US dollar is given by the TT for a credit to your exporter, and here being advance payment for exports, what rate you will take to quote the customer if the market is 76.0911. So how to calculate this? Just read and do the thing. to do this question? Simple here. We have here know that to quote our rate, the customer have to have the rate here, and if bank buys here US dollar 1 lakh, then in that case what I can do, INR rate is given, means market US dollar and INR rate is given, and the transaction type is inward remittance because bank uses here the buying rate, and it will deduct the margin obviously. So the rate is given 76.09 because buying bank is buying the US dollar from the customer. So simple here, 76.09 minus, here we have to deduct the margin, but margin is not given here, right? So just a minute, let me check that is there anything missing in this. Just give me a second. Okay, so here margin is not given, but the question is saying that if the we will take this rate 76.09, and whenever we apply this rate, so we have to deduct the margin, whatever the margin applicable in that case. So we can say the answer that will come, we have to take that answer after deducting the margin. One more question is there. On 3rd of October, your customer, exporter customer tenders an export bill for US dollar 5 lakh, which drawn 120 days from the date of shipment. Okay, date of shipment is given, due date is given. We have to compute the applicable rate by assuming that exchange margin is 0.15 to be loaded on spot rate, and spot US dollar is given, INR is given, premium spot is given for January, rate which is quoted to be nearest 0.25 paise is given, and rupee amount to be rounded off. Applicable interest is given, a commission on bill purchased is given. So how to calculate the question answer here? See, when these all things are given, so we have to do the things focusedly. So in that question, simply we have the export bill, we have the date of transaction, that is basically bill purchase, we have spot rate, we have forward premium, we have exchange margin given, interest rate given, commission on bill purchase given, and the amount is given. So in that case, first we have to calculate the spot buying rate. We have to calculate the spot buying rate for the January 2022 delivery. So for spot rate, we know that spot rate is generally equals to buying rate plus premium. So the buying rate is here 75.14 and premium is 0.45 paise. So when we add this, so what we get here, we get it is equals to 75.59. Okay, 75.59. Now we have to deduct the margin of 15% here. Okay, so what is the margin here, which is equals to the 0.15%, that is given here. And it is written that this is loaded on the spot rate, that means 75.59 multiply 0.15%, which is equals to here uh, 0.113385. So that is equals to, after deducting the margin, it is equals to 75.47. Okay, so 75.47. This is the spot rate, but after deducting the margin, then we have to compute the rupee proceeds. And here for this, what we can do, we have to multiply with this amount. So 75.47 multiply by US dollar 5 lakh, that is equals to, here it is equals to the when we multiply it, 37738,750. Okay, so this is 37738,750. So this is the INR proceeds. Now we have to deduct the bank charges. First we are going to deduct the interest, which, how can we calculate the interest? 8.5% is given, so just multiply by 8.5 by 100 and 120 days. It is for there 120 days. Okay, so just multiply it by 120 days and divide it by 365, because there are 365 days in a year. So here multiply it by 365 days. So that is basically, I can say that after deducting bank charges, it is equals to 10551 1051 555.889. That will come after deducting the interest. Then how to calculate the commission? That is given 0.0625%. Just do the multiplication. So here you get the commission, which is 1051 555.889 multiply 0.625%, that is equals to near about 23,586.72. Now this is the commission we are having. Now we have to calculate the net proceeds to the exporter. So just what we can do in that case, here the net proceeds, or we can say commission is applicable, commission we have calculated, so that is the final answer. So what we have to do, we have to see the question and then check everything that is a question asking, and then perform the operations according to the question. Okay. Now next question. There is a retirement of import bill of British pound by margin is given, and they are saying that ignore any type of cash premium, British pound, US dollar is given, US dollar INR is given. So we have to calculate the British pound INR rate for the customer. So here we have to find the cross rate mechanism. So for this, what we can do here, for the British pound INR that is given, which is 1.2175, just multiply it by 75.4770. So it is equals to 91.9497. Now margin is given here, so just add the margin, which is equals to 91.9497, and do calculate 20%, which is equals to 0.1839. So what is the rate after the margin? It is 91.9497 at 0.1839, which is equals to 92.1336. Now this is the answer. Now how much INR is payable? So INR payable is rupees 92.135 after doing the round off. Multiply here this amount, which is equals to rupees 92,13500. So this is the answer. How can we calculate the British pound INR rate for the customer? So this is 1.2175, multiply it by the buying rate. Both buying rate we multiplied, we have to add margin, then after that we calculate with the bill. So here INR proceeds are there. So there is on September 15 a customer request for booking for forward contract for export bill $1,50,000 to be realized in the month of November. Given that the spot is given, forward premium is as under, it is given, November premium is given, December premium is given. Now we have to calculate the forward rate that is to be quoted to the customer. So how to solve this question? Just first read the question carefully and then see. For this type of question, what we can do, transaction type is there, import, that means money will send outward. So bank sells here, customer buys the US dollar, use the selling rate. Okay, now first determine the forward premium. The due date is given, which is 15th of September. So what we can do, forward contract is buying the book on 1 of June. So forward premium, which is equals to 0.34 plus 0.07, because spot rate is for just for the no, there is some, just a minute. Here we have to calculate the forward rate now. Okay, for this, for calculating the forward rate, what we can do here, simply in this, see, for calculating the forward rate here, we need to take forward premium. Okay, and spot rate is 75.45. That means we can say here we have to deduct 0.05 paise. Why? As a margin, and it will come 75.70, which is a customer forward rate for the delivery. Okay, and forward margin of the period start to the start of the delivery would be passed on, and the customer has an option to deliver the currency on the first day, which is 1st of December. Clear? Now do this question. Just a minute. Yes, start doing from there. So here what is given? US dollar is given. Again, the British pound US dollar is given. Simply we have to find the gross, like we have to find the rate for British pound INR rate. So here we can do this question easily because cross margin questions will be there in the examination. So how to calculate this question? By using the cross rate system. Simple. US dollar is given, British pound is given. So just for this, what we can do, multiply it. That means here we can do multiplication for finding the GBP and INR rate. So that is equals to GBP INR is equals to British pound multiply by US dollar, then multiply by US dollar INR, means here it is equals to 1.2100, that is here 10, multiply it by 68.10 by 11. So after performing this multiplication, what we get here, see, it is equals to 1.100 multiply by 68.10, and here 10 multiply by 11. So it is simply equals to, when we do this, it is equals to 82.461, and here we get 110. So after dividing it, the answer is 0.7496. So 0.7496 is the correct answer. That means for the appropriate GBP INR rate, this is the answer here. Clear how to calculate this rate? So this is also a method where we can calculate the rate of this calculation. Next question. There is a customer who needs an retire on import bill. This, so TT margin is given, the given exchange rates are given. So what would be the rate for the customer to effect the import payment? See how solve this question, simply here we have to find the customer, what customer needs here. So for this, we have given the rate of British pound, TT margin is given. So simply here, to calculate the rate for the customer to retire the import bill, we need to consider the thing. First we have to buy the British pound, and to retire the import bill we have to buy this, and the given British pound US dollar rate is given, that is 1.227 or 85, which means 1 British pound for 1 to 1.2285 US dollar. Okay, now if we want to buy the US dollar, next we had to buy US dollar to acquire the British pound, then the given rate is 70.25 by 35, which means 1 US dollar for 70.35 INR. So here we can calculate the British pound INR rate. Simply multiply the British pound US dollar rate by the US dollar INR rate. So here we get the British pound INR rate. So simply 1.2285 is multiplied by 70.35, and with this we get here the 86.424975. Now we can add the margin here, which is 0.30%, and when we calculate the 0.30% of this, so we get 0.259275. When we add that, we got here 86.630025. Then this is the final rate, that is 86.63. So that is the rate for the customer to effect the import payment. Clear? Now, what rate will be quoted to the customer to the given scenario? What rate will be quoted to the customer in the given scenario? I think this question is done. Okay, if exchange rate for $1 is rupees 70, then if a rupee is appreciate by 10%, then we have to find the new exchange rate. Simple, $1 is here rupees equals to rupees 70. So $1 is equals to 70 multiplied by 100, and it is appreciate by 10%. So we have to multiply it 1 by 0. If it deappreciate by or reduces by 10%, then we can took here the 100. No, we can took that 90. Okay, but appreciated here, so 110. So here what we got here, 63.63 is the answer. So $1 is equals to 63.63. Do this question. A customer is required to book a forward sale contract for US dollar 3 million delivery third month. It is given that US dollar INR spot is given, premium quoted is given, we have to calculate the rate for merchant transactions. If the exchange margin of 0.210 is to be loaded for the purchase transaction of 0.20 for the sale transaction, premium is given. We have to calculate the rate for forward sale, and the answer is given in two decimal places. So just do the question according to this. See, here in that case, what we have to do, we want to calculate the spot rate for sale. So we take here the sale spot rate, which is 80.7200, and then we have to add the premium for 3 month sale, which is given here 0.2850. Then we can add here the 20% of spot rate as margin just to get the forward rate. Simply spot rate is given in the question, 0.7200. We have to add the premium, which is 0.28500. Okay, and here margin on sale is, first we have to calculate the after adding the margin, what we get here, it is equals to 80.7200 plus 0.2850, which is equals to 81.005. Now for this margin rate, we have to calculate the spot rate, that is of 20% as a margin. So what is the 20% of this 0.20%? We have to deduct here 0.1621, and after deducting, what we get here, the answer is, we have to reduce the margin now. No, in this case we have to add the margin. Why? Because here you can see there is a outward remittance, so we have to add the margin, and after adding the margin, here we get 81.1671. So this is the answer. Simply, first what we have done, we just find the rate is given, we took the rate. Then third month here premium is given, so we add the premium, and after that we add the margin of 0.20 of the sales transaction. So we calculate the margin and add that. So we got the 81.1671. So there is a ABC bank that was approached by their importer client on 2nd of month 2013, and that is stating that his supplier had not received the LC. which is opened by the bank on 22/7/2013. ABC Bank immediately contacted the advising bank, which admitted the non-advising of the LC, stating that the same was now being advised. So the beneficiary is now not ready to ship the goods, because unless the price increased by $1,000. So importer has complained that the opening bank is responsible for the delay and loss. So explain with the answer here. See, if you understand the thing, there is a ABC Bank was approached by their importer client and stating that his supplier has not received the LC which is opened by the bank. ABC Bank immediately contacted the advising bank, which admitted the non-advising of the LC, stating that same was now being advised. So beneficiary is not ready to ship the good unless the price is increased by $1,000. So in that case, importer has complaining. So what are the actions taken by the exporter, or how we can deal with this situation? So if you see in this situation carefully, there are some important dates like 2/7/2013, in which ABC Bank is issuing bank opens up the LC. Then next month, importers informs ABC Bank that the supplier has not received the LC. Now what ABC Bank do? ABC Bank contact the advising bank, which admitted it had not yet advised the LC to the beneficiary, but it is stating that it is doing so now. So the supplier now start demands of additional $1,000, which citing the delay. Then importer blames ABC Bank for the delay and the resulting loss. So issuing bank, which is a ABC Bank, have to issue the LC at the request of importer, and advising bank advises the LC to the beneficiary without any obligation, and supplier ships the goods according to the LC term and presents document to claim the payment. So here we can say ABC Bank is not responsible for the delay or the resulting loss, provided it sent the LC promptly and correcting the advising bank. The advising bank delays in advising the LC to the beneficiary is the root cause of the issue. So here there is no fault of the ABC Bank in that case. Okay. Now first calculate the bill buying rate when the exchange margin is 0.20 to be loaded on a spot rate. Spot rate is given, premium spot is given, so we have to find the correct answer. We have to calculate here the bill buying rate. Spot rate is given, which is 80. Now obviously we have to deduct the margin from it, and the margin is 80% 80 minus so how to calculate the margin? 80 multiply 0.20%, which is equals to 0.16. So less the margin 0.16 and add the premium also. So add the premium, which is equals to 0.50. After doing this, here what we get, 80.34. So this is the bill buying rate. Clear? Okay. If the US dollar INR exchange rate is given, so how to calculate the Euro INR rate? So in the module A, basically, first cross rate questions are important. Then the some case study related to NRI and DC is important. Apart from this, you can see module A, there are not that much questions are numericals are there. So see here, how can we calculate? Simply, we know that US dollar INR rate is given. So for Euro INR, what we have to do, Euro US dollar multiply by US dollar by INR. Okay, means this is given. So what we have to do, 1.19 multiply by 74.35 at it is equals to 88.7465, that is the selling rate, or we can say the this we calculated. Now this we have to calculate it, that is 74.25 multiply 1.18, which is equals to 87.615. So the buying rate is 87.1615 and this is the selling rate. Simply this is the answer here. Easy. Now let's do some case studies. Okay, we are on this case study that there is a LC for US dollar 2 lakh, which is called an insurance policy covering all the risk of loss and damage. But there is a set of document that was submitted for negotiation, which included an insurance policy for US dollar, which is dated on 29/9/2021. Date of shipment was given. So the policy covered institute cargo clauses, whether this policy is acceptable or not. this, we know that the according to this, whether to determine this, the policy, insurance policy is submitted or not. Here the LC amount is given, that is US dollar 2 lakh, right? Now policy amount is given US dollar 2 lakh. We must evaluate according to the UCP 600 rules. So the amount is given here, an insurance that requires covering all the risk of loss and damage. Document submitted, insurance policy for US dollar 2 lakh, and what is the date of shipment is given, 27th of September 2021, and date of insurance policy, date of shipment is 27th September 2021, and date of insurance policy is 29 of September 2021. And UCP 600 article 28 is saying an insurance document must be dated on or before the date of shipment unless it appears from the document that is covering the, that cover is effective from a date not later than the date of shipment. Insurance policy is already dated on 29th of September 2021, but the shipment date is 27th of September 2021. So there is no indication that the insurance was retroactively effective. And since the insurance policy is dated after the date of shipment and does not state that the cover was effective from the date of shipment, so that thing is not acceptable under 600. So we can say here the policy is not accepted according to the UCP 600 rules, because the date of shipment should be same according to the date of insurance policy. So there is an exporter who submitted this euro documents to your branch for negotiation on 2nd of May. Now the LC shows last date for submission. The customer claims the submission of document within the extended validity of the credit as 30th April and 1st May were Saturday on Saturday. Saturday and Sunday, it is the contention correct? Is this contention is correct? See, here exporter has submitted for euro 1,25,000. So exporter LC last date for document submission is 30th of April. Document that are actually submitted on 2nd of May. So the customer argument is there. 30th April and 1st of May were Saturday and Sunday, which is non-working days. So submission on 2 May should be acceptable. So relevant USP 600 rule, that is according to the article 29, that is extension of expiry date or last day for the presentation. So if the expiry date of a credit or the last day of the period of time after the date of shipment of a presentation falls on a day when the bank to which presentation is to be made closed for the reasons other than those referred in the article 36. So the expiry date for the last day for presentation, as the case may be or shall be extended to the first following banking day. Means at the end a bank have to treat a presentation made on the first following banking day as having been made on that banking day. That means, in conclusion, if both 30th of April and 1st of May were non-banking days, as we know that 30th of April is Sunday, but 1st of May is a Labor Day. So then the presentation on 2nd May is valid in that case. Okay, so the presentation will be there on the 2nd of May. So these are the some case studies. So for module A, basically concepts are more important to clearing the case studies, and we must know how to add the margin, where we have to deduct the margin when we do the questions, and some cross rate questions are important. Cross rate mechanism questions are important. So this is all about the module A. In module B we will see some more questions tomorrow. So that is it from my side for today. I hope that you will understand the things. If you understand the things, so you can tell me, and if any problem is there, so please ask me. So let's meet tomorrow for our next class. So till then, take care and have a good day all. Thank you all.